Is the job finished? Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "For it isn't enough to talk about peace, one must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it, one must work at it." Most of our politicians certainly talk about it, but alas, they seem unable or unwilling to work at it. All their energy and resources are directed at enforcing the tribal divisions that continue to blight our society. They find it easy and convenient to appeal to the extremists with point scoring and talk of revenge, instead of making an effort to understand the fears and aspirations of their political opponents. British Prime Ministers have rarely said anything memorable in the pursuit of peace, but Ramsay MacDonald was right when he said, "We all have taken risks in the making of war. Isn't it time that we should take risks to secure peace?" This planet of ours has faced, and will continue to face, natural disasters that are beyond our control. War, no matter what the provocation, is not a natural disaster. It is the result of greed and a lust for power, and no matter how much we believe it to be justified, it is a crime. As a society, if we aren't willing to work hard for real change, indeed to demand it, we will remain on a course of self-destruction. Jimi Hendrix summed it up when he said, "When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will have peace." So, is the job finished? No. How can it be, when the vast majority of politicians that represent us don't even know what the job is?
Finish the job. Fresh start. Remove old ideas. Spring clean. Throw out what we don't need. Initial enthusiasm, energy. Interest wanes. Keep focused. Work together. Pull against resistance. Pull together. See things in common. Keep going. Don't be disheartened. Don't give up. If steps are too big, make them smaller. Reach out. For one step someone else takes, try to take two. Share ideas. Listen to what others say. Share venues. Make people comfortable. Keep the end in mind. Make the means justify the end. Look forward, not back. Keep progressing. Nobody's hurt is greater. Empathize. Future, forward. Forgive, forget. Realize the job may never be finished. Push forward for future, forgiveness, and finishing. Since the troubles have ended, I do not worry if people are home later than they said they would be.
Is the job finished? For me, the job is finished because I'm middle of the road, on the pivot of the seesaw, and I can accept it as it is now, or indeed as it will be in the future. I can see the advantages for an all-Ireland economy, yet I can see advantages of UK membership. There are those who cannot. They will remain at their polls, not able to comprehend change, or indeed accept it as it is accepted by popular demand, thus stuck in their alternative latitudes, be that as far apart as our polar caps. These people and the minorities will hold the rest of us to ransom for as long as they can, adding new recruits to their ranks as new generations are tutored into the beliefs or the traditions of those gone before. These former generations are coming to a definition. There are those who have already reached that definition. For them, the job is finished, the job they chose to do. For you, for me, our definition is down the road a bit, a little nearer for one of us, a little further away for the other. On that day, the job for either one of us will have been finished. That is, also in regards to the Northern Ireland peace process. And yet, eternity is only beginning, the beginning of a long, long time, positive, negative. Maybe the job will never be finished for some of us as we look back at the changes we could have made, the forgiveness, we could have offered.
Can there really be peace when people still refer to the occupied 6 counties? Has our small troubled island healed centuries of religious and political conflict? Irish meet Scots and English settlers colliding in a war over territory. Is there really peace in the north of Ireland?
Peace, people together, earth at peace, all is one, carrying our brother, every one at peace. Is the job finished? Have you tidied up, not left a mess for someone else?
We want to march, it is our right. This past 2,000 years, we've marched along your highway. We don't respect your fears. You shall not march along our road or trample our rights down. Can there be an accommodation twixt the Shamrock and the Crown? Amid their orange rights and their green rights are wrongs that must be faced. Until each one prepares to give, our land will be defaced. The bully boys will surely win. On both sides do they pray, nursing hatred for the other side, keeping moderation at bay. The politicians, green and orange, strike their breasts, confess it really is the other side that causes our distress. I'll not talk to gunmen, some leaders say. Why not? Will not talking make them go away? Can we not forget about our rights, to think what we can give, to ensure the rights of others, and with each other live? To all MPs and spokesmen of whatever hue, the future of our little land depends entirely on you. Let you all sit down and talk. Don't keep any side away, or give in to prejudice, nor fear what people say. We will bless all of you who take the risk. In history you'll go down of getting real agreement twixt the Shamrock and the Crown.
Is the job finished? The Troubles have affected all of us in one way or another. Times are a lot better now, and most of us are able to enjoy a more peaceful way of life. Is the job finished? Not quite. There are issues still to be resolved. We all long for a peace that will reign supreme. Get the job finished. This is our dream.
Is the job finished? Was the job finished with the 1994 ceasefire? Was it finished with the signing in 1998 of the Good Friday Agreement? Perhaps when we see the delight on the faces of the people of Cork in 2011 as they greet Queen Elizabeth II on the first state visit by an English monarch since the War of Independence, then it would be safe to assume that the job was finished. It is a writer's speciality to speak the unspoken, no matter how unsavoury, and that is why I believe the job was finished on September 11, 2001 in New York City. 6 months later, the New York Fire Department and police organisations, which each had lost hundreds of men during the disaster, threatened to stay away from the St. Patrick's Day parade. They objected to an ex-INLA man marching at the front, though he had served his jail term and had renounced all forms of violence in favour of democracy. Irish Americans have now had a change of heart. Dissidents could never fundraise in New York bars today. In the 70s and 80s, on-the-run Republicans were treated as glamorous and fashionable pets over here. Their atrocities happened 3,000 miles away, but when 19 young Muslim fanatics on their jihad turned 2 large planes into guided missiles to strike a main city on your own soil, any romantic notion of terrorism melts away.